You are watching a video from CycleCruza's all-in-one sport bike channel. Subscribe today. In 2007, Honda redesigned the CBR600rr to have more street-friendly power. Now it has more low-end and mid-range power, so power is much more linear through the RPM range, and the bike is quicker off the line. These significant changes resulted in the CBR600rr winning the 2007 and 2008 600cc shootout. The 2007 and newer Honda CBR600rr is still the lightest 600cc stock bike today at 410 pounds wet. The redesigned Honda CBR600rr engine is the official engine for the Moto2 race circuit. According to Sport Rider Magazine Quarter Mile Times listed on their website, in 2008, the Honda CBR600rr had the lowest quarter mile time at 10.52, topping the Triumph Daytona 675R. Unfortunately, though, in 2009, due to EPA regulations, Honda reduced the top-end horsepower on the CBR600rr. As a result, you'll see lower quarter mile times for the 2009 through 2014 Honda CBR600rr. The 07-08 600rr is capable of doing 0 to 60 in 3 seconds. After having owned my 2008 Honda CBR600rr for well over a year, I can personally attest to its flickability and that it handles like a 250, great for carving the twisties. And this inline 4-cylinder engine sounds absolutely amazing. With the redesign on the 600rr, you'll never have any heat issues at the seat because of the undertail exhaust, unlike some of the other bikes out there with an undertail exhaust, and you'll never have any ankle burns, ever. The 600rr is the only Supersport to have a stock fuel gauge besides a 2013 and newer Triumph Daytona 675R. After 10,000 miles logged on my bike, I average 44 miles per gallon, and my very best tank is 51 miles per gallon. This redesigned 2007 and newer 600rr is arguably the most comfortable Supersport for the streets. With its stock raised clip-ons, its comfortable seat, and adjustable suspension that's great for both street and track. Another great advantage to this bike is if you crash your bike and you damage the fairings, or like me, you want to change the whole look of the bike, all you have to do is just replace the plastics. You don't have to go through the hassle of replacing a gas tank like you do with some of the other bikes. You know, some of the other bikes have painted gas tanks, so you have to go through the hassle of draining the tank, you know, paying all that money for a tank and all that other bullshit that goes with it. No. All you have to do is just replace the plastics on this baby and it looks brand new again. And there's a lot of aftermarket support for this CBR600rr. For those of you that are looking to purchase a Supersport and you're trying to figure out which one to get, there's one major point that you need to consider, and that's part availability. And understand with the CBR600rr, parts are going to be readily available. Honda has the best dealer network. Parts are going to be less expensive than even the Eurobike parts, and as you guys know, sometimes it can be very difficult to acquire a Eurobike part. And aftermarket support for the CBR600rr is fantastic, and I can tell you, I work on my own bike, and the 600rr is really easy to work on as well. Another advantage the 2007 and newer CBR600rr has over the competition is it has a built-in electronic steering damper underneath the tank cover. And I'll tell you, with my experience with this bike rides as smooth as butter. It's stable at all speeds. The 2007 and newer Honda CBR600rr actually has one of the best reliability records out of all the Supersports out there. There has been no major recalls on this bike. I've had my bike for over 10,000 miles and it has not burned one single drop of oil. I've never had any problems on this bike. And I'll tell you, after doing routine maintenance on this bike and pulling this bike apart, the build quality on this bike is absolutely fantastic. There's a lot of people out there that are getting over 100,000 miles on their CBR600rr. I'll tell you, these bikes are rock solid. According to VisorDown.com, January 2014, the 2007-2008 Honda CBR600rr took number 2 in the top 10 sport bikes, behind the BMW S1000rr. I've owned my 2008 Honda CBR600rr for over a year. Put on over 10,000 miles, and that includes 12 hours straight in one day. 500 miles straight, only stopping for gas. And that includes 2 stints on the Triple Nickel, Ohio Route 555, which is Ohio's tail of the dragon. 1.5 hours full of twisties, starting in Zanesville and ending at the West Virginia border. And I tell you, I hated to put my bike away that day, man. I could have ridden that bike straight 24 hours. This bike is comfortable. It's fun. I just love it, man. I think it's the best super sport bike for the streets, bar none. This is your all-in-one super sport bike. And I tell you, I've run through the list of all the different bikes out there, guys. All of them have a drawback. This bike doesn't have any drawbacks for the street. I love it. I desire no other bike.
And it's time for CycleCruza's recommended videos.
Links are in the info section of this video. Check out this video where I demonstrate the comfort on the 2007 through 2012 CBR600rr. Check out my Chinese Fairings installation video. Make your bike look good long time. Hey guys, if you don't want to get ringed when you buy a brand new or used motorcycle, you better check out my buying tips video. Yeah! They call it Ohio's tail of the dragon. 1.5 hours chock full of twisties out in the Ohio country. Check out my triple nickel riding review. Hey guys, check out my new channel where I talk about anything and everything, not just motorcycle related. CycleCruza Motovlogs. Get your CycleCruza sport bike themed apparel at CycleCruza.com.
CycleCruza.com.
Hey, join in on the discussion over at my forum at CycleCruza.com, and also hit like on my Facebook page for new updates, and that's Facebook.com/CycleCruza1.